Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Is It a Scam? Only on the Discovery Channel. Each week, we present you with a brand new scenario for you guys to break down and answer the infamous question, is it a scam? The scenario of the episode is this. Little Jimmy is a TF2 trader. He wants to buy a painted hat, so he purchases a lime-colored brigade helm and pays 2 keys and 2.66 refined. After a week, he got bored of the hat, like most little kids, so he decides to sell his hat for 2 keys and 2.66 ref. Unfortunately for little Jimmy, no one wants to buy his hat. He decides to look at the other sellers, but no one with the exact hat plus paint combination is selling for more than 6 refined. Little Jimmy thinks he got scammed, but did he get scammed? Welcome to Is It a Scam? Hello everyone, Ben here from TheVirtualEconomist, and today we're going to talk about scams. Specifically, how to classify a potential scam so we can decide once and for all whether little Jimmy got scammed or not. I decided to make this video because according to some people, everyone's a scammer. I mean, everyone. Obviously, this isn't true, and so many people misuse the word so much and just chuck it at whatever problems they have in trading. You know, it gets on my nerves. Lost 2 ref in a trade, scam. Made a bad investment, scam. Traded for a crap unusual, scam. Scam, scam, scam. Oh my god, people. Jeez. Obviously, not every trade is a scam. All they gotta do is call the trade something else, and most of the time, it ain't a scam. Alright, so let's break down what is and what is not a scam. So, I think a good place to start is to define a scam. A scam is, as defined by Google, a dishonest scheme. A fraud. Synonyms include fraud, swindle, fraudulent scheme, racket, trick, more. That's not a synonym. Anyway, you get the point. It appears that there needs to be some kind of dishonest or immoral action to classify something as a scam. So, if the other person did nothing bad, but you still regret the trade you made, chances are it's just a bad trade, not a scam. A good example of a bad trade would be if you, theoretically, would purchase the newest taunt from the Steam community market the moment it is released for $10. 3 weeks later, your taunt is now worth $5. You can't call that a scam. All that is just you making a bad trade. You wanted that taunt really badly right when it came out, and you're gonna suffer the consequences. At this point, I think we can make 2 main categories that we can classify all potential scams into. The not scams and the scams. I'd say that about 50% of people who claim that they got scammed actually just completed a poor trade. For the 50% of people with real scams, here's the real scams category. In my opinion, there's only really 3 ways that you can actually get scammed. Number 1, getting sharked, number 2, falling for a trust scam, and number 3, getting fished. So let's start with sharking. If you don't know what sharking is, I'll define it for you guys. A shark is someone who is experienced at trading in whatever game they're playing, be this TF2, CSGO, Magic the Gathering, or even some lame online MMO. This trader may actually come across as being really nice, and they're gonna prey off your inexperience. Basically, they're going to take a quick look at you as a trader. If you have expensive items but look newbie, they're going to try to get those items from you for as cheap as they possibly can. They're going to try to convince you that your items are worth way less than they are, and they're going to show just how amazing any offer they make is. A great example of a shark is the recent-ish Burning Killer exclusive shark. The Killer exclusive is worth 6,000 keys. If you didn't know, that's actually a lot of keys. Like 6,000, that's a lot. Anyway, so this trader, Rick James, asks the unboxer of the Burning KE, and he offers, a fair offer. Like, I think we all know that his offer wasn't even close to 6,000 keys. What makes this the best example of sharking was the method he took to get it. In a quote from backpack.tf admin Polar, he says that James, quote, started to get to know the user in question a long time ago. He added his friend first as a way to get to know him. He then found his Facebook account and stalked him there pretending to be his friend. Polar goes on to say, quote, in the chat with the user itself, he used a variety of deceptive trading tactics to guilt the user in question into making a trade against his better judgment. If this isn't the pure definition of sharking, I don't know what is. It sounds very, very dishonest and immoral. I think that it is very sad that apparently the victim was happy with what he received. It just It just literally does not make a single bit of sense. If he had sold it to anyone else for its real price of 6,000 keys, think about it, he could have gotten 20 times more stuff than he got in that one trade. So literally, there's no way you could be happy with that. I've had a lot of experience with this crap in Magic trading, and it pisses me off. But that's a topic for another video. So anyway, as you can probably tell by now, sharking is definitely a scam. It can occur at any value of items, but mostly occurs at items of the highest value. Up next, we have what I call trust scams. All scams are avoidable, but these scams are oftentimes the easiest to fall into, even for some of the most experienced traders. They basically occur when you trust a user in some way in a trade that is partially beyond the scope of the trade window. Basically, there is some form of trust, because one person has to go first. The most common of these is PayPal scams. For example, you may go first and send the keys to someone, but they don't send you the PayPal funds. Or maybe they send the funds and you send the keys, but then they charge back their purchase. This is pretty much the most dishonest you can possibly get and is definitely a scam. It really does suck that there are so many people out there that are there to rip you off at every turn. Lastly, we have phishing. You could easily make an argument that phishing is basically just a trust scam in which you trusted the guy with the sketchy link. I'm sure most of you guys know what phishing is, but for those who don't, it is basically where you click a link from some friend and it hijacks your Steam account to some scammer. Obviously, this is a very, very, very dishonest trading method and is most clearly a scam. You literally had no say in the trade at all, just poof, your items were gone. Okay, so quick review. Basically, in my opinion, there's two main categories. We have the not a scam category and the scams category. If your trade falls into the not a scam category, it's probably because it wasn't a scam at all, you just made a bad trade. Then, in the scams category, we have sharking, trust scams, and phishing, which are all very legitimate ways to get scammed. And obviously, all of these scamming methods are very dishonest and immoral. They fit the definition of a scam very well. There we go, we are done. So now, can you help little Jimmy answer the infamous question, was it a scam? Let's see. Did he A. do a bad trade, B. get sharked, C. fall for a trust scam, D. get fished, E. none of the above, or F. Little Jimmy's a moron? The correct answer is F. A. Little Jimmy's trade from the start of the video would fall into the bad trades category. He was foolish to pay full price for the paint because paint does not go for full price when it is applied to a hat, and so he is going to lose profit no matter what he does. His trading partner didn't actually do anything particularly deceitful, they just listed their item for way too high and somehow sold it. F might be right, but... well, actually, F might be right. I mean, little Jimmy was kinda dumb. But for the purpose of this video, it's wrong. Yeah, like as in, it's not correct. So, to help cement what you've learned, let's do some practice questions. Let's take a look at the first one. Joe thinks he got scammed. He traded his good purple energy unusual for a literal piece of called a masked fly Sammy cap. Both were worth 50 keys, but Joe cannot get any offers on his new masked fly Sammy cap. So, he thinks he got scammed. Did he A. do a bad trade, B. get sharked, C. fall for a trust scam, D. get fished, E. none of the above, or F. don't pick this is wrong? The correct answer was F. A. Obviously, he made a bad trade. He did not get scammed. The unusual masked fly Sammy cap is a literal piece of for a reason. Maybe you should take a quick look at my unusual trading guide to see why. Okay, let's do one more. Joe thinks his friend Sally got scammed. She unboxed a Blizzardy Storm hat with no name. She now has a Conga Taunt and a Rancho Relaxo, but seems to have traded away the hat. She is happy with the items, but Joe thinks something's fishy. Did she A. do a bad trade, B. get shocked, C. fall for a trust scam, D. get fished, E. the answer is D, because you said fishy when describing the question, F. none of the below. The answer is B. It was a scam. The answer E could be correct, but we see answer D also being the same. But if they're both right, there can only be one correct answer, so we can eliminate both. Hashtag test taking tips 2016 ace that SAT. Oh, and also because the fact that E literally makes no sense, and if you picked it, shame on you. The answer is B, because Sally must have gotten sharked. Yes, she is happy with the new items, but only because she had no idea that she traded away an unusual that is worth over $50. Sneaky little shark. Well, that's gonna wrap up this episode of Is It a Scam? Until next time, guys, just ask yourself, is it a scam? Alright, so that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it and maybe learned just a thing or two about scams in general. Until next time, guys, just ask yourself the question, was it a scam?